everybody. Go flex yourself. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Go flex yourself. Hey, everybody. Go flex yourself.
Hey, everybody. It's another episode of Go Flix Yourself. My name is Ben Conowitz, and with me, as always, is the Jack Daniels to my Pappy Van Winkle, Bradford Oman.
Hey, that's me.
That's what Jack Daniels sounds like?
Yeah.
To you? Just even keel?
There's me.
All right.
Jack Daniels.
And the whistle pick of the group, Nate Laux.
Hey, everybody.
That's a high class.
You should have whistled like a pig.
No, that's not how that
I
goes.
don't know how. That was really gross.
And
That was really gross.
special guest, Screwball, Alex Pappas.
That's the peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's
I should have been Screwball.
No, I don't.
Well,
like
that
you
was
as much.
one of the first
I'm
times that
cuckoo.
you weren't insulted by the thing.
Yeah,
Being the
well,
Jack Daniels is
I mean,
good.
I like Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Like, if he would have said something like Admiral Nelson, which is, shitty rum, or,
Yeah.
This is my way of saying you're fine. I'm better. That's what I was trying to
Let's
say.
not
Are
get
you,
into
though?
the fine talk again. Let's not get
you
into
mix
that
your
again.
Jack with warm Diet Coke.
Excuse me. This is warm caffeine-free diet Coke.
It's late.
If that's better, then I want to die.
It is better because I can sleep then.
All right, it can kill me.
Hey guys, it's a movie podcast where we talk about the last movies we saw. Maybe we'll play a game. I don't know.
Talk about some trailers.
Some trailer talk.
Have some jokes.
Yeah, but right off the bat,
Some
as
camaraderie.
always, no camaraderie this time.
Friendship.
Okay, a little bit.
A little bit of chit chat.
You got anything else you want to?
Some riff raff.
That's not even a thing.
Skullduggery.
Shenanigans.
Okay, that's enough. What's the sponsor today, Brad? Do we have one?
Oh, we absolutely have one. I'm not gonna just show up without a sponsor.
Well, you are the executive producer of this podcast, meaning you have to bring the money.
What can I say? I like to bring in money from big swinging dick companies.
Yep.
And today, you're not gonna find a bigger dick swinging around than a can of Pringles. I got this big thick can of Pringles here.
So
And-
it's not I can't drink that.
Well, I mean, you can if you try. But you're gonna be disappointed. I imagine you'll probably still be disappointed anyway, because this is the kind of snack that you just hate the most.
It's a Pringles thing that tastes like something different.
So this is a Walmart exclusive flavor
Oh, good.
of Pringles, and the
It's a
flavor.
dirty ass crack.
Oh no, definitely not.
Shopping cart handle.
No, but you got some good. These are good options for Bertie Bott's every flavor beans from Harry Potter. But no, this is Philly cheesesteak Pringles.
Yeah, I'm sure they're amazing
So,
as a Walmart exclusive.
I haven't tried them yet, so I'm gonna get out a couple chippies here. I'm gonna
no.
pass the can of chippies
Nope.
to you. You got to try it.
Pass.
This is what we do.
Nope.
This is what we do when we got a snack here. Nate, I know you're gonna want to get down on this.
No, I
No,
absolutely
but you're gonna have to
don't.
try one of these chips, or else I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Alex, will you just take a chip?
No, listen, the podcast is not me having to eat a
Yeah,
snack.
he's not the
All
host.
right? The podcast is you having to eat a snack.
Take one chip out of there, give one to Nate, give one to yourself, give a little crunch.
I mean, I'll try it because,
Give a little crunch. I'm gonna be honest with you, the smell's not great.
that's not a face that's excited about this chip.
Oh, you know what? Not bad.
It tastes like peppers.
Yeah, it's more of it's like a vaguely cheesy green peppers.
I can't.
Yeah, but there was like an initial
that smell.
the smell on the tongue. The first taste wasn't great. The eventual taste.
The
wasn't
flavor,
terrible.
you get the steak and the cheese a little while after the chip's been in your mouth. The smell is not good.
Just so
No.
happy that we're doing this completely fucking stupid taste testing. The listeners don't care. Why would you want to listen to a podcast? People, you know what it tastes like? It's very forward when the green pepper.
Let me throw some context at you, okay? Because that smell was heinous. It was maybe the worst smell that's like somebody sold that to somebody. Like, put this in Walmart. Those people aren't going to care about the smell. So my dad has very important cheese rules, which is essentially cheese can't go bad. You just cut the bad parts off. So sometimes he would.
I'm not sure. Yeah, and I'm not sure that's his rule as much as a choice he's making.
So sometimes he.
What restaurant does he own again?
We're not talking about that now. That's just a cheese sauce, and he doesn't make it. But so he would occasionally make like eggs or a grilled cheese with cheese that normal people maybe wouldn't think was cheese anymore. But that's still cheese, just the bad parts get cut off. That smell is the smell
Of the part that got cut off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It does smell like stinky feet cheese.
When you cook old cheese. So that's a hard no. That was.
But the flavor wasn't bad.
Hey, thanks, Brad, for just livening up the night with the cheesy gordita crunch.
I would love to try chips tasted flavored like a cheesy gordita crunch.
Actually, I was hoping you would bring that.
I don't think they make them yet, but when they do, I'll be first in
Get
line.
on it, Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell, don't just do the stupid cheese crisps you have us now.
Partner with Lay's.
Yeah, get us a nice steak quesarito potato chip.
I'd try that.
A steak quesarito Dorito.
Hey, Nate, what's the last movie you saw, buddy?
Ooh, the last movie I saw, I was assigned to see by my buddy. I think Ben. Did you assign this one to me,
Oh, I don't remember.
or did Brad? Brad,
It's
did
been
you
a whole
assign
week.
it? Krampus.
Yeah, I gave this one to you because I figured it would be a nice
A little
transition from
transitional.
spooky season into holidays.
Yeah. So as avid listeners know, I'm a big fan of Christmas movies. I've seen. This is where I'm going to shine on this podcast. These jokers, if you look at our movie list,
The Joker was not a Christmas movie.
have not seen very many Christmas movies.
I've seen
No. I've seen plenty of Christmas
you have
movies
not.
in my
no,
day.
you have not.
Yeah.
There is so
But
many Lifetime
I've-
Christmas movies you guys
Those
have
aren't
not.
Christmas movies. Those are Christmas abominations.
And so I was assigned then a movie that would bridge the gap, not only seasonally but
a gap
emotionally,
bridger.
between the fall season, the autumn season,
Halloween.
and the Advent Christmas season. And this movie was Krampus, which came out in 2015. And I really enjoyed this movie. Thank you for suggesting this to me. Actually, it kind of it can be a little campy at times, honestly.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which I loved
Yeah.
because some of the horror movies that I remember seeing as like a middle schooler are the campiest, awfulest horror movies that I love. I think of like things like Puppet Master, right?
And this is kind of the idea because like they use practical creatures for the monsters.
It really did remind me of Puppet Master at times
Yeah.
because you've got, I think, What If Studios was the actual puppeteers and things like this.
What If Studios being the company that did the impressive effects for the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, and a bunch of other
A bunch of stuff since
Yep.
then, yeah.
But anyway, the premise is obviously Krampus is a mythical character in Austrian Bavarian lore that is kind of a partner of Santa Claus, or a little bit the yin to Santa Claus's yang. And I went into this kind of like deep dive for Krampus, and there's a lot of kind of debate about, again, the historical legacy of him. But essentially, just think about a hooved, demon-y, Santa Claus-y
Yeah.
person that instead of giving you gifts on Christmas, punishes the people that have done wrong.
Yeah.
And so essentially it's this family that is going to get punished.
Super dysfunctional family.
Yeah. And what I love about the film, Brad, is the first half of the film is really just a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
They don't really let on that it's a horror movie right away. It could literally be a Home Alone-ish type of movie. You've got a young boy that is upset at his family. There's some older kids making fun of him, that he still believes in Christmas, these kind of things. And so it sets up as kind of a youthful kind of Christmas movie with complicated family dynamics, which is not a holiday movie that is rare, right? But then it gets into this kind of fun, like I said, campy horror Krampus thing. And I just loved it. I really did.
Yeah.
I actually have been
It's a lot
telling
of fun.
people to watch it.
This
so.
is and it's directed by Michael Dougherty, who did Trick or Treat.
Which I hate to admit I've not seen.
Yeah, you'll have to watch Trick or Treat at some point, even though Halloween is over. Maybe you should watch it on Halloween because it is a great Halloween movie.
And if you guys mock me ever for my love of Christmas movies, Krampus will kill you.
Here's the thing: I will mock you for like the shitty ones that you waste your time watching. But like, I love me a good Christmas movie. The problem is that most Christmas movies are that are good are few and far between.
We also have a connection today. So, which I did not realize until I started watching the movie, that MJ Anthony, which I watched in Krampus, is in the movie that Ben watched as well.
Oh, well, Ben, what did you watch?
He was in Creed? That's the last movie I watched.
We didn't care about the last movie you watched yet, dummy. We're talking about our assignments.
Oh, I thought we were doing the thing where we talk about the last movie we saw.
Well, we'll get to that, but we're talking about the assignments right now.
Yeah,
Okay, well, fine. Chef! I watched Chef.
Ah!
So who?
Oh,
No, I didn't watch the Swedish Chef. I watched.
well, I just call him Chef because I respect
Chef.
him.
I assigned you this. I love this film.
Which one is the Anderson? Anderson?
It's the son.
Ah, gotcha.
It's the kid.
Gotcha.
So
The child.
The child in this is the
Adorable.
main child in Krampus.
Yeah.
So
Adorable child actor.
yeah, he does really well.
Really does a great job.
Yeah.
Chef was great. It's very it's an easy watch. There's not really a lot of stakes as far as
Well, there's some stakes because he's a chef.
oh my god.
Are there chicken steaks?
Bam!
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They look delicious too.
Walked into that one.
Yeah. Don't talk about steaks when you're talking about a chef movie. Jesus.
No, I get what you're saying, Ben. This isn't a high cost movie, but it's one of those films that when you're done with, you're just kind of glad you watched.
You're left with a
You
good
know?
feeling.
Like
It's
exactly.
a feel good movie
Yeah.
for sure.
And you're hungry.
Oh, the food.
Food was it looked tremendous. It is though, like it's 2012, right?
Something
What
like
it
that.
came out?
Yeah,
Maybe.
something like that.
So the kid knowing what Twitter really is,
Yep.
and the dad not, it makes a lot more sense in 2012 because even now,
Yep.
he's not that old in the movie. If Twitter was in 2022, he would absolutely know what it was.
Yeah, imagine if he tried to use Twitter today.
Yeah.
You fucking nightmare.
Oof. Anyway, that was a really fun way to do it. I liked everything about the movie. And it was just an enjoyment. I was just like, oh, this is great the whole time through.
What I like about it is Jon Favreau is a great director, right?
He's awesome.
Just such a skilled director. And it seems like he's found a lot of home behind, obviously, in the Star Wars universe, the Marvel universe, behind the camera, these kind of things. I actually really do enjoy him as an
I love
actor
him
as
as an
well.
actor, yeah.
So another reason why I really love this film is he gets to kind of carry it. John Leguizamo does well as well.
Mhm.
It's not a ton of characters. There's not a lot there.
I always love seeing Oliver Platt show up.
Yeah,
He's
who doesn't
great.
love Oliver?
Yeah.
Platt?
You know why I like it? Because I've worked in restaurants a lot in my life, and it doesn't oversell the heroic rock star badassness, and it's not like The Bear where it also just gives you the you'll probably kill yourself if you do this job
Which I
any
love
longer
The Bear,
thing.
but yes,
And all of those things are truisms in restaurants, sure. But this was the one that was like, no, people typically do this because they love it. It's hard and it sucks, but there's love that's a part of it. And it was nice to see that in the film because you don't see that. Usually chefs in movies are obsessive and mean.
Watching Chef through the eyes of somebody who has seen what is it, The Bear?
The Bear.
First it is a little different
Yep.
because the very first time somebody called him chef, I had heard that obviously so much from that show, it didn't even faze me. But I thought, oh yeah, that would have been different to hear
Well,
that
you've seen Ratatouille too, right?
once.
Okay. Yeah, they call each other chef in that movie.
I think they call each other rat.
Also, this
No,
was
that's the
kind
rat's
of
name, Tui.
this also was
Oh.
kind of at the beginning of
Rat A Tui.
or at least kind of at the beginning ish of a lot of the food truck movement as well.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, and that's largely because of Twitter too, because Twitter really was instrumental in getting a lot of attention to food trucks, especially
Where they
in
were.
places like LA. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
had to look on Twitter and be like, oh, where are they at today to be able to find them.
So
Oh, Ratatouille. It's the food and also he's a rat. Okay.
I hate this guy
Oh,
so much.
Man, just two and two together.
it's going to be
It's
one of
right
those
there.
nights. Brody.
So I don't know. I think we've mentioned this on this podcast before, if not somewhere, one of the other stupid shows we do. But after doing this movie, because Jon Favreau did a lot of legit research into cooking and working with real chefs and stuff like that, he has a show on Netflix called The Chef Show, where it's him working with I forget his name.
David Choi?
I think that's who
I'm
it
pretty
is.
sure it's David Choi.
Yeah, where he brings in some of his celebrity friends and collaborators, and they cook food together and try stuff. Like he makes the grilled cheese from Chef with Bill Burr, which is a lot of fun.
That's cool.
But yeah, the show itself is really interesting. There's actually a really funny moment on the show too where he has Gwyneth Paltrow on, and they I think they're making paprika or something like that, and she forgot that she was in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, she mentions you remember when we were on Spider-Man and we had that, right? And she's like, Spider-Man. She's like, yeah, we made the Spider-Man movie. Remember? You and Robert Downey Jr. We did that scene. She's like, I wasn't in Spider-Man.
Oh
and he's
my
like,
God.
And he's like, no, you were.
No, you were there.
Yeah.
I remember it. No, it's I did watch him chopping the vegetables. And it's
Chopping
clearly-
broccoli.
It's truly him doing the work. It's almost like watching somebody playing the piano, and you're like, oh, are they going to cut away to a hand model doing it?
No,
It's Jon Favreau can cut vegetables, man, like a freaking chef.
No,
It
yeah,
was
he's very
awesome.
good. He's a great cook now.
Yeah,
So yeah, Chef, good stuff.
good stuff. What
Glad
about you,
saw it.
Brad? What did we make you watch?
You made me watch The Way of the Gun. And boy, this movie just comes right out of the gate with like
Aggression.
Lots of homophobic F-bombs.
A little bit.
Very, very aggressive Ryan Phillippe against Sarah Silverman. He just beats the shit out of her for I mean, no, like you didn't need to be that aggressive with her. I don't think.
So, Brad, when you said this, a lot of homophobic, I'm like, oh, is this like 1950s or 60s? Something? Nope, it was mid 2000.
The year 2000.
But it does set the stage for who these characters are because the movie itself. So it's directed by Christopher McQuarrie. This is his directing debut after he wrote The Usual Suspects. For those of you who don't know, Chris McQuarrie has directed the most recent Mission Impossible movies. And he's a very good filmmaker. He also worked on Top Gun Maverick as well.
Just real quick, did you like this movie?
I'm going to get to that. Let me guide my conversation the same way that you guided your conversation.
Take me on a journey, buddy. Take me on a journey.
And
I just want to know right now.
The movie is basically, the best way to describe it is it's Pulp Fiction meets Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Okay.
And the second part really getting a very obvious reference because the characters go by the real last names of Butch and Sundance. And so it's the idea is basically it's this like hyper violent kind of crime thing with double crossing. And just a lot of gun violence and really just shady characters. Like the characters in this movie that Ryan Phillippe and Benicio del Toro play are not likable in any way. They're terrible. And like I read more about this after the movie came out, and like Chris McQuarrie was kind of like he was trying to make a movie that really kind of spat in the face of the kind of movies that Hollywood was making at the time, movies like Pulp Fiction, things like that, where they presented these like very morally questionable situations and characters, but still offered somewhat redeeming qualities because a lot of times notes from executives and studios like that, they have you put stuff in there so that it's not quite so bad. This movie was intended to be like, no, all these people suck. They are responsible for like this shitty situation. And like the twist of the knife is like the end of the movie is like the one final scene basically makes all of the violence and everything that happened in this movie completely moot. And so I liked it for the most part. I think I would have liked it more if I saw it at the time it came out.
Sure.
There have been so many movies that have come out since, that feel like they do what this movie does. But yeah, I appreciate how hard it went for like just making these characters really just terrible.
Do you remember the opening line?
I do. I don't want to say it because I don't want you to say it either. Because it's pretty. It's super vulgar and
but I want to say it.
I don't want you to say it because you want to say it for the wrong reason. But if you want to go find out, it's not funny actually. It's really terrible. But if you want to find out, Ryan Phillippe says just an all-time like vulgar and hateful insult at Sarah Silverman, who is
over the top, crazy, batshit terrible thing you could possibly say, bar none, and it shocks you, honestly.
Yeah.
Is this a film you saw like first year of college? Or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and I bet you he was sitting there like, I'm gonna be just like Ryan Phillippe and Benicio del Toro when I grow up.
I knew they were bad people. I just thought it was. I thought the insult was hilarious back in the day.
So yeah, The Way of the Gun, pretty good. Didn't love it, but yeah, not bad.
So what'd you think of it?
Pretty good. Didn't love it, not bad.
Alex.
Yes.
What's the last movie you saw?
The last movie that I watched to completion was Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch.
Oh, okay. What do you think?
That it happened, and I didn't know anything about it, which is usually how I like to do his stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Wes Anderson.
Yes, Wes Anderson stuff. But I wasn't expecting vignettes. I was expecting like a film, and so that was a shock.
I mean, it is still a film,
right? But it was fine. I feel like maybe if it had been reorganized, I don't know. Like, I like Wes Anderson a lot as a filmmaker. Sometimes I don't like Wes Anderson films. So, like, I didn't like Isle of Dogs or The Dogland or whatever that movie was called.
You got it right the first time.
Yeah. So, like,
I love Dogland.
Yeah, I didn't have any, I didn't enjoy that. I didn't like it, but I still like him. And I don't know. I guess I have a real hard time trying to come to terms with what the point of The French Dispatch was. I think, other than like it just.
You mean the movie
happened.
or the actual French Dispatch?
No, the movie. Like,
I mean,
like it was fun in kind of like a Wes Anderson way, but it lacked so much direction that it was like,
I think
what are we doing here, bud?
I think the idea was to actually, because the French Dispatch was a real periodical that was
Sure.
published, and it was very much a slice of life representation, like the stories that it told. And I think that Wes Anderson tried to emulate that in the vignette style and to do these kinds of things and create like somewhat of like an overarching thematic element that like connected these characters and like the kind of stories they tell, but also just like also present the French Dispatch in a way because like it makes the French Dispatch itself part of the story,
Right.
you know, by setting part of it in the offices of the actual, you know, periodical and that kind of thing. You know, it's just, for me, I think it's like just one of those things where Wes Anderson has such unique storytelling sensibilities. I feel like this is the kind of movie that probably only Wes Anderson could tell.
Sure.
It's just such a quirky, you know, kind of thing. And honestly, like this is probably the most Wes Anderson movie there is because not only does it have his like diorama tableau like style symmetrical photography, but like he gets some animation in there. He switches up aspect ratios. He goes from color to black and white and all that stuff. And so like he really brings out all of his tricks for this movie.
And it was no shocker to me that the New Yorker ranked this as the French Dispatch as their #1 film.
Oh,
because
of course.
I'm with you. This was not my favorite Wes Anderson film.
No,
I still really enjoyed it, though.
I enjoyed it, and I liked that it was in a sense an homage to journalism as well.
Exactly.
Which I liked that part of it.
I think Anderson even said that himself, that it was meant to be like a love letter to journalism.
I miss slightly more simple Wes Anderson, Bottle Rocket age.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, Royal Tenenbaums.
Royal Tenenbaums is still my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
That's what I'm saying. I miss that era of Wes Anderson.
Bottle Rocket worth watching, even though it's his first one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I love.
I like Bottle Rocket.
It was the first Wes Anderson. I watched it in college. I think it was. I love it. But
if
again,
if anything, just
I'm
for the Wes Anderson
sentimental
for the Owen Wilson performance. I mean,
Gotcha.
Yep.
Because you know, some directors, they find their footing later on, and like the guy you were just talking about, he's directing Mission Impossible, but he started off with The Way of the Gun, which is like you said, it's good. It's fine.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I'll say.
No, but I
about
wanted
the
to know
French
if that's what it's like with Bottle Rocket. It's pretty good. I didn't love it, but like he did better stuff later.
No, I think Bottle Rocket's actually very good.
Yeah, Bottle Rocket. I think Bottle Rocket is better than most directorial debuts.
Gotcha.
Did you see Rushmore?
I've seen actually almost all of his movies.
Okay.
How do you pronounce it? The Darjeeling Limited.
Mhm.
The Darjeeling
I haven't
Limited.
not seen that one.
Yeah.
And I have not seen Moonrise Kingdom.
Moonrise Kingdom is great. I think Darjeeling Limited is probably his worst movie.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I would put the French Dispatch in there, but not in the same way. Like I think the French Dispatch is a more beautiful film. I think it's trying to do something more than the Darjeeling Limited.
Yeah.
was,
What's the hotel one?
but I didn't love it.
That's just a short film.
No,
Grand Budapest.
which is
I
my
thought
wife's.
you were talking about Hotel Chevalier. which
Other
is a
than the
short
Royal
film.
Tenenbaums, the Grand Budapest Hotel is my
I'm
wife's
definitely
favorite.
very familiar with his
Well,
shorts.
it played before one of his features, and so it's
okay.
like it was pretty famous because
Gotcha.
at the time everyone was talking about because Natalie Portman does like a very artistic nude scene in it.
Gotcha. What's that called again?
Wait.
Hotel for Dogs.
There we go. Ah,
Hotel for Dogs.
But yes, I would recommend Bottle Rocket. It came out in '96, obviously, so it's a little older. But
So then very quickly, what's your favorite Wes Anderson film?
Royal Tenenbaums by far.
Yeah.
Brad?
Same.
Same?
Yeah, same.
I mean, Royal Tenenbaums
Life-
might be a top 10 film for me.
Life
I
Aquatic
love the
with
Royal
Steve
Tenenbaums.
Zissou is
I
my
really
favorite Wes
enjoy
Anderson
Life
film.
Aquatic's great.
I really enjoyed
Mhm.
that one.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
And I would rewatch the Darjeeling Limited, and I will probably never rewatch the French Dispatch.
That's fair.
So I might agree that the Darjeeling Limited is a worse Wes Anderson film than the French Dispatch.
Yeah.
But I'd rather watch it again
Yeah.
than watch the French
Sure.
Dispatch.
My
again.
favorite is Bottle Rocket.
With Gary Busey's son, it's a great movie.
So what's the last movie you watched then, Ben? It made you fucking stink about it.
You know, I
earlier.
didn't make it say I was just trying to play the
No,
rules of the game.
This isn't a game. This is our life.
I watched
This is
Creed.
not a game.
Oh,
for us.
cool. Thanks for bringing up a movie from what, 2015?
That you've seen probably
Jeez.
4
Yeah,
times?
come on.
I've seen it. I've seen it twice. This is my third time seeing it. I had seen it twice. Now it's number 3. The new Creed movie's coming out, so I wanted to do a rewatch.
Yeah, it comes
Yeah,
out in March, buddy.
Yeah, listeners of this podcast already know that because we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
But
Thanks for
that's-
bringing it up.
But that's why I wanted to see it, because it was fresh in my mind. What is wrong right now?
You know what, Brad? I'm done.
What?
I'm done
Yeah,
with this.
You know what? I do have something I want to share, though.
This is a movie podcast.
Because I watched about 60% of Creed 2 with our friend Joe. Alex knows our friend Joe's in town, and he just watched like the first 40%. We finished it, and so I watched Creed 2.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, you know what? It's
Wait a minute. I just got through the first 20% of Creed 2.
Oh, so you're watching Creed 2 again now.
Of course, because I'm doing the rewatch.
And you're going to bring it up next week, and you're going to take the podcast off another direction then.
What is going on right now?
Next week we're gonna talk about trailers. You're gonna be like, "Well, I watched Creed 2."
You know, I can see why Rocky Balboa's character
Is old.
well, no, I can see why they went from obviously he's the fighter to to Creed's son being the fighter.
What?
But I mean, I can see that the amount of time that went from Rocky Balboa in the real world to Creed was what?
What do you mean?
Like when was Rocky Balboa released? The movie Rocky Balboa.
Oh,
Like 80, was it?
no,
not
it's
Rocky.
Not Rocky.
Not Rock.
Oh.
God damn it.
Not Rocky. Jeez.
Jeez.
I want to say 2007.
Probably 2006.
2006. Yep.
So 2006 and Creed's 2018. I don't know. Maybe
2015, I think.
Yeah, Creed is.
Creed is 2015.
All right. So 9 years later.
Yeah.
Right.
If we did the math correct. Yes.
And the difference between the believability of Rocky Balboa being a fighter, which in that last movie, sure. I
Yeah.
mean, he's all roided out, so it kind of looks the part. And now, holy shit, there's no, you would, why are you abusing the elderly? Is
Well,
what it would be.
you know-
And they do it on purpose with the cancer and everything. I get that.
No, but even so, it is interesting, and I will we'll talk about this a little bit when on our other podcast, the 10 to 1 podcast, where we talk about Saturday Night Live, because Tom Hanks makes a guest appearance. And it's been 6 years since he was on SNL, and they did the David S. Pumpkin sketch, and they bring that back in this episode. And I got kind of depressed because in the 6 years he's aged a lot, and
It's
he
so
looks like an old
in my
man.
notes, I literally have Tom Hanks is getting old.
Yeah,
I'm so
Well,
This is,
sad.
this is the first time I've seen him where I feel like,
I'm
oh
so
wow, he's
sad.
an old man now.
they're
He's
all
66.
old. They're,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, I will say, though, that the crazy part in my brain was like when I saw Rocky Balboa, yes, it's a little far-fetched, but it wasn't completely bullshit, over the top, not believable.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how much he really had aged in those 9 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all.
No, that's totally fair. I feel like there's probably like some kind of threshold there where all of a sudden like you just start getting older.
I mean, honestly, like Tom Cruise is kind of there, but like if he didn't dye his hair, I'm sure it'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah, because you're starting to see it around his eyes a little
Yep.
bit when he like smiles, like the wrinkles
Sure.
on the side of his
I mean,
eyes.
but he's 59.
Yeah,
So
something like that.
Yeah.
And he still runs like a champion.
But the idea here is probably between 58 to 66 is like that little window where it's like if you haven't seen him in a while, holy shit.
Alex, when's the last time you watched Creed?
When it came out, and I've never seen Creed 2.
When's the
Oh.
last time you listened to Creed?
Well, it's been longer than when Creed came out.
I actually heard Creed on the radio today.
Also,
Did
Alex,
you turn the station?
When
or
I
no?
was with you
I
a
turned
lot
it
today.
up. Right, it was
Uh,
literally right before I picked you up.
very quickly here, Alex, the way you answered that question was very much like an old prospector hadn't seen something.
Whoa, yeah.
Oh, well, it's been a while.
I haven't seen Creed since
Creed?
the last full moon.
arms wide open. You're talking about.
Well, it's been a spell.
There's gold in there, Hills.
Oh boy, but
Brad, what's the last movie you saw? Was it any good?
oh.
You guys want to talk about trailers?
Hey, you know what I
Or
did-
did you watch any more other movies? Sorry.
So I didn't watch any other movies, but I will give a shout out that I watched the first episode of Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
We're like 5 or 6 episodes in.
He's better than you.
Well, there's only 6 episodes. So.
Yeah.
So he's finished
I think
it.
because they're releasing 2.
Oh
at
yeah,
the time.
there's a second half.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to defer to Nate. He clearly knows more about this than Brad does.
No, I mean
I just know how many episodes are.
But I'm just saying, you haven't gotten to the rat episode yet. Have
no,
you?
no, I've only seen the first one, the Lot 36.
Okay.
But yeah,
Ratatouille?
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm definitely
It's
looking
really well
forward to
done.
watching the rest of it.
I hope they do a second chapter. It's so fun. It is. It's really well done,
All right.
and it's good to have. They've gotten a great cast, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just they've gotten great filmmakers to make it. They've
Is it
got great
R-rated?
Storytellers.
Yeah, I think so.
TVMA probably. But yeah.
I mean, I think
Like I shouldn't play it at the arcade tomorrow night?
no.
I mean,
No.
not because there's like I don't think I've seen any nudity
You have
or
too many. You have
anything,
too many kids though.
But there is some
I
like
don't have any kids.
you know what I mean, dummy.
there are some certainly scary scenes in it. Yep.
All right, so you can cut this if you want, Brad. But I do want to ask. I'm opening the arcade tomorrow for Halloween.
No, I don't want to go.
No,
I already went today. So like,
that wasn't the question.
chill.
No, I want to. Will you guys come? No, I do want to bring the projector and throw up a movie on the wall
Yeah.
with closed captioning on.
Oh, Hostile.
Human
So
centipede.
I do want your opinions as far as like what would something be enjoyable that you wouldn't necessarily need. I get it. All movies need the audio, but if you had to watch a movie just and read the subtitles, because we're not doing the audio over it.
I would just do the most familiar one. Something like you could probably put on something like Hocus Pocus.
I was going to say there's a little film called Hocus Pocus that seems to be quite popular this year.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
That one might
Krampus.
I think that might be a little too gruesome.
It
for
is PG-13 though.
Yeah, but for the younger kids though, I think that's probably gonna be.
Frankenweenie.
Frankie would be fun. Corpse Bride.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think
Rocky
it'd
Horror
be-
Picture Show.
Young
No.
Frankenstein.
You're gonna get yelled
Because
at.
it's all jokes.
Young Frankenstein would be great. Yeah, and you like to read jokes.
That's the best way to do them.
Actually, it's not bad. That's not a bad.
Gremlins.
Gremlins would be fun.
That's a good transition.
Oh, Gremlins is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That touches both.
All right. I would love to have a poll.
The Devil Wears Prada?
online,
Yeah.
but it's illegal to show a movie in public,
Right.
so I can't do that. But I would love to just be like, what movie? If we could do it, which one would you want?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what you could do. Be like, hey, hypothetically, if we were gonna do this, what would you want to see?
We won't though. Wink. Anyway, you can cut all that.
You're
They're
gonna
coming
do
for that sweet arcade money.
Oh, it's
You owe them 17
it is-
quarters.
It is not profitable.
Speaking of which,
What's new?
when Alex and I were together this weekend and we were doing some driving on the highway, I noticed
just that's what you guys do
That's
together.
what we do
we
for
just
fun.
go, we just go for
Sometimes.
highway. We go for highway drives.
I'm gonna pick you up. You want to go look at the
65, you know it, and then we just
Hey.
roll.
Look at
I'm on a
Come on, let's do it.
highway.
Alex. Look at that leaf. huh?
Exactly. No, is that an exit ramp? It is, Brad. It is.
Should we take it?
Well, it's been an
I
hour.
tried to wave you guys off to say stop because I was going to.
That's why we didn't stop.
Oh God damn it, you assholes! What the fuck you do? Just like when we drive? What the fuck?
So there's
Took him on a highway drive like his little puppy.
You know, little highway driving.
there's a couple billboards from car dealerships.
You're skipping over the question. What do you do? You literally just
We had
went for a
to go. No,
We
we
went
had
to
to go
pick
do
up our
stuff.
friend
Yeah,
Joe.
we had
drive.
stuff to
Okay,
do.
Yeah.
Now it makes a little.
But
But
they take
and
the
sometimes we
highway
like
to
going
get
for drives. But no, so there's a car dealership, local car dealership that they have a couple billboards like this that say "Save Ferris" just to call attention to it, and I'm not sure that they're allowed to do that because, like, I guarantee you, if someone from Paramount or something saw the billboard, they'll be like, no, because not only is it like using a trademark character name,
What do they
with
say?
"Save Ferris" from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
There's another one that says
Yeah.
McLovin.
And it's a license plate that
That's a
says
license
McLovin.
plate.
And I'm like, I guarantee you'd be in trouble if somebody from one of these studios saw these billboards. Because not only is Safe Ferris like using a trademarked character name, and it's the phrase. No, hold on. There are T-shirts that say "Save Ferris" on them that have the Ferris Bueller's Day Off logo on them because it is a thing that is like trademarked from the movie. On top of that, there's also a band named
I was gonna
Save
say,
Ferris.
I was thinking more of the band.
Yeah,
the ska punk band.
but they are named that because of the movie as
I
well.
think
I know.
that if anybody has so in that world, because I had to do a little research when we were doing some intellectual property things.
Yeah.
About highway
For the-
driving.
Yes, for the escape room, and we were
driving.
looking into things like that.
Yeah.
And if it's the literal title of the film or the little title of a song, title of a band,
Yeah.
you will obviously get a cease and desist. If it is something like I could have called my arcade Noah's Arcade from Wayne's World.
Yeah.
But I couldn't say from Wayne's World, but I can call it Noah's Arcade all day long, and theme it after it, and nobody could say anything because it's in the movie, but it's not. You can't trademark
they
that
don't-
part of the movie.
They haven't trademarked McLovin.
That seems weird to me because I feel like they're using somebody else's intellectual property to
Oh, they
like
are.
to
You are
draw
but like,
attention and like
Yeah,
do
but
your
that's
act.
like
there are very specific subsets of rules for that.
Well, yeah, it's like a fair use thing, right? So, like, if they have to allow this area to allow other areas of fair use to be in play, or else, because I don't think you could qualify that, like McLovin on a license plate. You can get that, right? Like, I could go to the DMV and
Sure.
pay
Yes.
to have McLovin as my license plate,
Yeah.
and that wouldn't be anything because that's within the same area of fair use. If they put that kid who played McLovin up
Yes.
there, and like
Yeah.
it was like McLovin loves our cars, that's not cool.
Every time I've ever had this conversation with a lawyer buddy of mine, he said, if you imagine a truly impartial judge seeing this and being like, what was the intent? And can you prove or disprove that you're actually making enough money and it's damaging the other person?
Right.
So whether or not a studio would actually send you a letter and actually do something about it, that's probably a different conversation.
or
but-
that the people that made that film are genuinely endorsing
Right.
their product. They're
Exactly.
not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the general endorsement rule is
Mhm.
huge. Yeah. And welcome back to Go Law Yourself.
Entertainment law.
Hey,
Fun
Brad,
time.
what's the last movie you saw, buddy?
Oh, we're good at this. We're really killing it today.
Hey, do you guys want to talk about something we don't really talk about a lot?
Oh, finally.
Did your rash come back?
Trailers.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were going to do a bit.
No bits, just
No,
trailers.
Just trailers.
No bits.
No
just trailers. Go fix yourself. Great.
Really
Oh.
dialed in the market on this podcast.
Well, Ben, on the last episode, you famously renounced the Marvel Cinematic
I
Universe.
did.
Which I just loved splashing that all over social
Yeah,
media.
like
you
you
really did take
which
joy in that.
again, I did not invent. He put it. Brad edits the podcast.
Well, to
He
be
put
fair,
it in the,
I don't want to say that.
description.
I don't want to say that like I did this myself. Like I was guided by inspiration. You know?
No, the Holy Spirit guided you.
Yeah,
I know.
One might say I was touched by an angel,
Roma Downey.
and I'll show you where.
You guys done?
It's just you hate Marvel.
I don't hate.
Yeah, you came out and you really just kind of took a shit on the MCU.
Alex, I know you haven't listened to the last episode.
No,
No,
of
I
course
think
you
I did while I did dishes,
I
actually.
was trying to.
Thank
just-
you, Alex.
Sorry.
It's nice to actually have a fan.
But we're
trying
gonna,
to-
and now I know what's coming because he's gonna get real mad about stuff.
No, I'm not
probably.
getting real mad about anything.
But we're gonna talk about
Shocking.
the Guardians
Surprise,
of the Guardians of the
surprise.
Galaxy holiday special trailer came out. It's a new holiday special coming to Disney Plus.
I am loving the Christmas stuff, guys. Loving it.
It's another special presentation.
I am jolly
It is.
and
It is
fat.
following in the footsteps of Werewolf by Night, which was like their Halloween special, and now they have a holiday special. And this is from James Gunn, written and directed by James Gunn. So for
This
me,
is so not fair.
I'm ready to trust James Gunn, but I will be honest.
No, you trust James Gunn. He's done.
I do. But
don't butt this though.
I did not like the way this trailer was put together. It was a little
Doesn't matter.
a little too cheesy for me with
It's
the
supposed to be
with
cheesy.
the I know, but like I wasn't expecting it to have this vibe. Like with the cheesy jingle bells ringing in the background.
Can I
finish? Can I finish?
If you
Can I finish?
No.
Can I
If you
finish?
Just take the music.
Excuse me,
off
can I
of it-
finish?
If you just take the music off of that, it's a fine trailer. They chose two campy
Okay, you
music.
can't just
Fine.
say if you remove a key part of the presentation, it's different. Because of course it is.
Take Dave Bautista out of that.
No,
and the
that's
music.
not at
If you
all.
take the dialogue out of a movie, it's a silent film. It's a silent film.
You know exactly what I mean.
but I know,
they
but
went too campy with one aspect of the trailer. Not
and
the
if you
entire
would let me finish,
Not the
you
entire thing.
piece of trash, what I would say is I like the concept of what is still here because the Kevin Bacon gag especially is great. Like it's a perfect idea that fits
It's a
in
great
with what we've
callback.
seen from the Guardians before.
It's a great.
And I
callback.
like the idea of them doing something nice for Peter because he's, obviously upset because Gamora is gone and they're trying to find her. That's going to be a big thing that comes back in Guardians Volume 3. But yeah, it's the presentation of this trailer for me just didn't feel right, and especially didn't really feel like James Gunn.
All right, all
to
right,
me.
Nate, go.
Uh,
No,
so-
go ahead. Go
no-
rip him apart for hating the MCU now. He hates the MCU, right?
He actually just said he didn't like the trailer. That's fair. I like this trailer.
Said
though.
the same thing about Quantumania. I just said I didn't like the trailer.
Hey,
and now I
hey,
hate the MCU.
Ben,
I know
Ben-
Branson's the same guy.
No,
Let me talk.
After-
Let me
same
talk.
thing.
After we talked about the trailer, you talking about these Marvel movies just become so
I'm just done with them.
cookie
I'm done
cutter,
with them. I'm done
and
with
like
them.
yeah, I know what's gonna happen. There's
Nobody
like,
likes
there's gonna be
MCU
new
anymore.
characters in a different world, and yeah, I get it.
Kevin Feige should be fired.
Gosh,
Bring
Zack Snyder to the MCU.
You're carrying around a little chip on your shoulder about Thor: Love and Thunder because there was something in that for you, and it wasn't for everybody, and so you just got this little chip, and sometimes you don't realize that it's there,
Thank you,
and it's
Alex.
okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry that you're not into Ant-Man or science.
Hey Ben,
I'm sure
Ben.
if there were a couple of singing goats or 3 or 4
There's my
different
goat
plot
impression.
lines that never get resolved, you'd be all about it. But
hey, here about this trailer. James Gunn, I read an interview. He's been trying to get this thing made for years.
Yeah.
Like he is like incredibly passionate about this Christmas special.
Yeah.
And it is going to actually be canonical.
Yes.
There's things he said that are gonna happen in this.
Yeah.
That you're gonna want to see because it's gonna play out in
Well, of course, things are gonna be comical. It's a fucking Guardians movie.
That's not what he said.
canonical.
Open your ears.
I do love the Guardians Galaxy. I like the whole world, right? I was gonna say the Guardians Galaxy.
The Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
I love the galaxy.
I do love the universe. I love the characters. I even like Chris Pratt in this. Don't hate me.
No, this is. I mean, he's
This is
good. In
this
this
is what he does well, right?
Best Mario
so-
voice I've ever heard.
no callbacks right now. All right,
He's being serious,
all
Ben.
right. I'm laying out my heart right now. All right.
About you're being serious about the movie where Drax kidnaps Kevin Bacon for a Christmas present?
and then they jump on the trampolines or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
It's totally
that
cookie
was
cutter,
great.
just like Marvel's known
It's going to
for.
be.
I've seen this before.
It's going to be 40 minutes of me having a permanent smile on my face and just loving every second of it. I just can't wait. I can't wait, Ben. I still like Marvel though.
I can't. You know what? What's the next thing?
I didn't even notice the jingle bells thing because I was still trying to put together how serious I was supposed to be taking everything that was happening. Because like I was aware of a little bit of backstory that like I knew that this was something that he really wanted to do.
Yep.
And that made sense because you can tell when he really wants to do something, it's usually pretty good. But like I'm watching it and I'm like, is this a fake commercial?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Is it
like
is it
a
made,
thing
it made it
that's
feel like a
coming?
joke, kind of.
Yeah, and like
I think that was the intention though.
which is fine, but I was just I
Yeah.
didn't really have time to take stock of what was happening because I couldn't tell if I was supposed to be
Yeah, I think
Taking
he
it
wanted
seriously.
it to be a family Christmas movie
No,
trailer.
he does, because he's even said he genuinely loves the Star Wars Holiday Special, one of the worst Christmas productions to ever be made.
He's sentimental about how much
Yeah.
he loves it. Yeah, he really does. And fortunately for us, I think this is going to be a lot better than that.
have you guys ever watched the full Star Wars
No,
Holiday
I've only
Special?
seen
I did it one
clips,
time.
but
Ooh, guys, I might assign this to you guys, especially you, Nate, because if you're gonna,
no,
'cause you love
that's-
Christmas.
That's absolutely.
yeah.
I get to
I
give
will
you
be
your
glad
next
to watch
movie.
it.
It will be the holiday
I
special.
would be
Well, no,
glad
we're
to
gonna
watch
hold off until December. That's
December.
gonna be holiday season.
It already
it. We're in Thanksgiving season.
Yeah, we don't want to dump too early into Christmas, you know.
It's my movie. I can decide whatever I want, and I'll make my decision.
He's so bitter. He can't even like he isn't even.
You can't wait to
We
ruin
had the
the Marvel
same
universe for you.
issue with two different trailers, and yet I get shit on, and you get a free fucking pass, and I'm sick of it.
You took your complaining to another level.
I did
You started
not.
complaining
You made
about
it
other
personal.
Marvel movies.
You made it personal.
You opened the text with, "This is the worst trailer I've ever seen."
You can't just put words in my mouth.
That's what Nate does.
No, he knows what you said and he repeats it perfectly.
We're
The thing about the Kevin Feige?
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't say that.
No, you did in your eyes though.
Oh my god.
You make a lot of statements with your face.
Yep. There's a lot of nonverbal communication happening. Like right now, when you threw your glasses right there.
I didn't even throw my glasses. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's you being like, I'm done with Marvel again.
Yeah, like I really loathe Chris Hemsworth.
I can't see myself sitting here for another minute being shit on.
Nate, I know you've seen people stray from the Lord before, and I feel like this is like
Oh my
that.
God.
Ben is taking his shirt off. He has a black Adam tattoo that he got this week to nail down just how he feels
It
about
is a lightning bolt on his chest and pure black all over his body.
Yeah. That looks like it was time consuming and painful.
Costs so much.
Granted, the black looks kind of scribbly, not perfectly filled in.
He didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah, it was spirograph.
I didn't have a lot
Was
of
it time or did he run out of ink?
A little column A, a little column B there.
Fortunately, we don't have a ton of time to wait for this. It comes out November 25th.
Yeah.
So it's
So
gonna
right
be here
along with
before
Santa Claus, we're gonna have a lot of great holiday stuff on Disney Plus. I hope, you know what? Santa Claus is a canonical character in the Marvel Comics universe, so I hope that we get Santa Claus
Oh, I'm sure
in
we
the
will.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
holiday
that's the
special.
crossover I'm waiting for.
By the way, the Santa Claus, we're not talking about that, but I did not know that was a show until this week when the trailer
Oh yeah,
came
yeah.
out. I thought it was another movie.
No, it's a series, and it's funny because like the plot is basically the same as the Santa Claus sequel.
But now they can let it breathe.
Finally.
now they have room for subtlety.
Do you remember when the first Santa Claus ended and you were just sitting there going, that can't be the end of this
Yep.
film. There's so much story
Well, my
left.
first, my
need
first
more.
question, my first question after the first Santa Claus movie was over was like, wait a minute, where's Jack Frost in all of this?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I need to know where he's been.
Doesn't Santa have a villain that he's supposed to be fighting? It's a big part of his storyline.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things from the old North Pole Testament.
And why isn't he getting laid? Those two questions should be answered in the next films.
Yeah, I mean, he probably got laid at least once because Mrs. Claus.
Well, but he does not until he fulfills the Mrs. Claus.
Hey, Alex. Alex,
Are
you-
the Mrs. Claus? I get it, you dirty son of a bitch.
I have a question for you, Alex. Are you a fan of musicals?
I am a fan of musicals. I am not a fan of children's choruses, so I did not enjoy that trailer at all.
the trailer he's talking about is the second trailer we watched on this podcast, which is Matilda, the musical. Matilda the musical. based on the Roald Dahl novel of the same name, which was inspired a stage production, a musical version of Matilda, which is much different from the movie version of Matilda you saw, directed by Danny DeVito around the mid-'90s, starring young Mrs. Doubtfire actress Mara Wilson. And it's a very different approach because of the musical aspect. And this movie definitely feels bigger than the original Matilda movie, because the original Matilda has a quaintness to it. It's not a big budget production by any means. They do practical effects when it comes to like her using her telekinetic abilities and things like that. And it's very much like a 90s kids movie. But this is a full-fledged musical with Emma Thompson playing the Trunchbull, Lashana Lynch playing Miss Honey, a very different role than what we've typically seen her in.
Didn't recognize Monica Rambeau in that. I did not.
And also the new 007 from No Time to Die as well.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. But yeah, this I'm on the fence about this because I do enjoy musicals, but Alex kind of hit like the nail on the head for me. There is something about hearing a bunch of kids sing that like I just don't give a shit about.
I don't like children's choirs. I have children; they sing in a choir,
And I hate
and
it.
I don't go to that because I don't like it. And so they started singing, and it
They
was like,
need you to. You need them to know that you don't care.
And
about
some of it is because it feels like when you hear a lot of these kids sing, it's hard to understand the lyrics.
That's not true. Okay, you guys are all wrong. This is going to be wonderful. I cannot wait.
Now
for this.
you're biased.
I am biased. So
Why?
my
Why are you
son,
biased?
my
He
son was in
likes children
this
singing,
musical
apparently.
this summer. As you guys know, I was
Oh,
gone
okay.
a lot
A
because
local
my son
stage
was,
production.
yeah, of Matilda. Did you go to it or not?
I didn't get a chance to
Okay,
go to
okay.
Matilda.
He was excellent as Trunchbull, by the way.
No. So here's the interesting thing about Trunchbull is in the musicals of Trunchbull,
Played by a man.
it's almost always played by a man. So this was
That's fair.
a little bit controversial because they went with a woman in this role, and it's typically a man that plays this role. I love Matilda the musical. I love the musical. The songs. I didn't before my son got cast in the musical. So he was the role of Nigel, which is one of the students. It's a lot of fun. I think it's fun for kids, honestly. I mean, I think adults can enjoy it, but I get what you're saying. It's not an adult musical.
Right.
So I get that. I do think the music is great. I didn't, again, know the music before my son was involved, but now I know all of the music. So it was fun listening to the trailer because I could pick out every song that they were going to do in there.
Yeah.
Plus, for fans of musicals, there's going to be a new song. So if you're a fan of Matilda the musical, they are Tim Minchin.
Yes. Great
wrote-
comedian.
Wrote a new song for it, and so that's a big deal as well. I'm also, again, I'm just a big fan of Emma Thompson. I'm a big fan.
I am
of,
too,
you
but
know.
there's something that I'm not digging about her take on Trunchbull so far. I don't know if it's because it doesn't seem like she's done enough to like manipulate her voice to feel like she's Trunchbull. Because I mean, honestly, it might just be Pam Ferris was so good as Trunchbull in the 1996 Matilda movie.
She looks more similar to what they do on the stage, not in the film. And so,
But this is a movie.
I know, but they're really
But it's a
trying to
musical.
play.
Shut
I
up,
think
Ben. You don't even like musicals.
some
I
of the-
love musicals.
Some of the behaviors and some of the
I don't love musicals.
the expectations that you see on the stage, they're really trying to bring to the film. I think.
Yeah, and I don't like that.
once I found out that it was
If I wanted my movies to look like stage productions, I'd
I'd-
watch Chicago.
Yeah.
Go to a stage production.
Cats.
yeah.
Cats. You loved Cats.
No, did not like Cats in the Leads.
When I-
Did I get horned up about Taylor Swift as a sexy cat? You bet your fucking ass. I
Oh,
did.
same with me and Jason Derulo.
He was a sexy ass cat in that movie.
not joking. That guy's handsome.
it was like a good looking cat, man.
Have you heard the story about Jason Derulo?
Yeah, they had to edit out his dick.
Yeah, because the unitard that they had him wear, like,
Hey,
cause
that's
apparently he's
anymore.
packing some.
I
some
would ask my PR to put that as well. I mean, if I had a PR.
They're like, yeah, did you know they had to green screen out his huge cock?
Yeah,
Jay-
never heard a famous tiny dick story.
yeah.
Never, those are never out there.
Nope.
Everybody knows about William Dafoe, and everybody knows
Yeah,
about.
did you know that Henry Cavill's dick is 1 inch?
Oh,
Yeah, nobody talks about
Nobody
that.
talks about that.
Everybody knows what John Hamm's got, but somebody in Hollywood has got to be
Ken Jeong.
sad.
Ken Jeong is actually was very open about the fact
Well,
that
yeah,
when
we saw it.
when he did full frontal nudity in The Hangover, he's like, oh yeah, that's my dick.
Also, I'm a medical doctor, so fuck off.
Ben, would you show your tiny dick if you were as rich as Ken Jeong?
That is an inappropriate question, Brad.
If it would make me
Wow.
as rich as Ken Jeong, I would.
Ooh.
Okay.
So You just don't want to answer that question, Alex, because it's affirming you have a tiny dick.
It's fine. Does the money green? Because if the money's green, the dick size does not matter.
Yeah.
I'm past the point of caring about that.
I would
just
show-
want money.
Money green, penis teen.
That's right.
I would show my enormous penis for a lot of money. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did something happen since the last time I saw it?
You should get that checked out, buddy.
yeah. That's swelling. That's the opposite of healthy.
Yeah.
Once I found out that it was an actual stage musical already, though,
Mhm.
I was a little bit more on board because I was super opposed before I knew that it was already a musical. And I was just like, why
Yeah.
would they, of all of the things that you could have done, why would you take a very enjoyable movie from the 90s and turn it into a musical for some reason?
To be fair,
but then they already did it on stage.
Yep.
That's fine.
There,
Okay.
there is also a big trend in Broadway late of the past, I don't know, maybe 5 to 7 years, if not more, maybe even the full decade of turning movies.
I
into
know.
The
musicals.
Notebook is very popular now, and they turn that
The Devil
into-
Wears Prada,
Yeah.
Mean Girls.
Yes, I'm not a big fan of that.
Aladdin.
I want my musicals to be
You're not
original
wrong, actually.
musicals
No, I'm not. I saw
and
it.
stuff.
It's awesome.
Because I do like musicals. I just don't like
Yeah.
children's choirs.
How do you feel about the tabernacle choirs around Christmas?
I go to the Christmas program that my children are in
Yeah.
because I love them and
Yeah.
want them to feel my support.
Oh, just coming back on the thing I said earlier, where you're like,
Well, he does bits.
Well, they also know that I'm not coming to any other choir
there we go.
performance.
And there it is.
So I come to the Christmas one. That's
You're
the one
used
I
to
give
Daddy
you.
being here, right? Because this
Right.
is the only one
Yeah,
I'm coming
so
to.
know
This is
this.
my Christmas
and
gift to
then-
you.
We're
and
gonna
then
get
go
some
on.
pictures.
So, I mean, that's I guess maybe that's a little bit better because like they're not necessarily trying to sing at me,
Yeah.
right? Like they're not like telling me a story with song. They're singing O Tannenbaum. I've heard that a lot, so I don't really need to be focused on what these children are trying to get across.
So you're cool if it's like hearing the children's choir and like the Home Alone soundtrack and stuff.
yeah,
like
that's not bad. But even then, I certainly if I'm like by myself and like I'm listening to Christmas music,
Yeah.
and like a children's choir Christmas music song
Yeah.
comes on, I change that song.
And it's not because it makes you cry.
No, it's because
Does it make
I
you cry?
don't enjoy
What's going
listening
on,
to
Brad?
children sing.
What?
You want to talk? What's going on?
I just love the joy of Christmas.
Nate, are there parishioners that are like Alex Pappas, where they just come to the Christmas service and that's it, and you're like,
Yeah, we call
those
those C&E Christians. They come to Christmas and Easter.
Well, everyone at my children's church is 100% aware of the fact that I have no
Yep.
religious beliefs
Yep.
at all. So like they know that I'm here to yeah.
There's a clear understanding.
Yeah,
here,
well,
right?
Pastor Jeff comes up and shakes my hand and said, "Hey, good to see you again this year." And I say, "Good to see you again, Pastor Jeff." And then I watch my kids sing, and
I'll
then
see
I
you
go
next
home.
Christmas.
Right, and no one is expecting anything more out of me. In
Well,
this
one could argue
situation.
not having religious beliefs is having religious beliefs, but
Not the people at this church. They don't.
oh boy. Well, I'm excited for Matilda the musical.
I think I'm the only one. Ben, did you watch it or no?
the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Are you going to see this? Probably not, right?
I honestly probably will, because Bailey does really like
Good for
Matilda, and
Bailey.
she likes musicals, and so it's probably something we'll end up watching.
Also, I will say, like, the other thing that makes this feel different too is it's full on British, whereas the Matilda movie that we got was an American thing.
But it should be British.
Yeah, of course, because Roald Dahl is British. The story is
Yep.
based in the UK and
Yep.
whatnot. But yeah, so it's a little bit different in that regard.
I'm Trunchbull. Have some cake.
Good. Oh, hey, that's an annoying thing that I thought. The kid that plays Boris Bogtrotter, I think his name is, right?
Bruce
Bogtrotter.
Yep.
The kid who has to eat the cake.
Yep.
Is it just me, or did they give the kid like a padding suit and he's not an actual chubby kid?
Oh, I did not. He should be a chubby kid.
See, because
Like, the role is a chubby kid.
yeah, but so his face looks like he's a chubby kid. But when I saw him running in a scene, it looked like his body wasn't shaking like he had a real belly. It looked like he was wearing a bodysuit. And so to me, as a fat guy, that's cultural appropriation. And I would like to see a real fat kid running around and
Yeah,
having to
no,
eat that chocolate cake.
Definitely before
He's got
the,
he's
before
got
the
a chubby
auditions,
face.
you need to have the parents force feeding their kids, make them gain the weight. Really make them
If Christian Bale can do it, kids can too.
unhealthy, and then go to that audition. And then when they don't get it, just buy them pizza.
Well, here's the thing. You have to watch the kid eat the cake because there's like the way that kid in the original Matilda movie eats the cake, perfect. The look on his face, he enjoys it at first, and
He's
then
eaten a cake before.
yeah, he's eaten a cake before and he's loved it. But then he gets to a point where this is too much cake.
You don't think that
Have you
like,
ever
a
felt
normal
that way,
child
that
could
you
do
had
that?
too much cake?
No, but I will say that I have gotten to a point where I've had just like too much milk.
Can we just actually, Nate? Can you just edit that one part out right there? Too much milk. I need that.
He doesn't edit the podcast.
Oh,
I do.
damn it!
I do
But,
the 10 to 1. He does
yeah.
this one.
Damn it! Can
Yeah,
you edit that out, Brad?
I'm not gonna edit it out. I'll keep it in.
Nobody like so I can have it.
because I love me some milk.
Milk.
Too much
Too
milk.
much milk. I don't know what the hell that was.
Maybe I'll make it the new end sound of the podcast. Too much milk.
Too much milk.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Ask old prospector Alex Pappas.
That's not too much milk at all. You'll be fine. I would like to be the person on the outside who has gathered up the opinions of your listeners and to bring this to you. We need to return to the copyrighted impromptu song game, and we need the made up original song that needs to stay for another thing. Like maybe it's trailers time, and like you sing a nice song for that, but the game song that needs to return to improvised copyright music.
All he does is Mary Had a Little Lamb.
I
every
know,
time.
that's the gag. The gag is it's incredibly easy to
It's
come
not-
up with a
not, though.
copyrighted
it's
song.
fucking not, though.
No, it really is. You just can't do it.
Oh,
And
no,
so
you-
that's why it's
No, no,
funny.
no,
So when you open the door
He's
up to
saying-
just
Alex is saying it's easy to do a song that is
I know,
Not-
and that's why I like the version now.
Right, but
'cause
that's
it's
not a
easy
bit.
and I don't get
Yeah, yeah.
stressed
it's just
about it.
now it's just now it's
so
just not
easy
fun.
now.
yeah, and he
But
makes,
Mary Had a Little Lamb is a lot easier.
But no, you can't.
but
I've
not
done
for
that
Ben
before,
though.
so I
Not
can't
for
do
Ben
that
though.
anymore. No, like also you can't do one you've already done. So it's not like I can be like, let's play some stupid games. You can't do that. I've already done it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've got to
Yeah.
come up with a new one,
Right.
and I just can't.
And
I
this is the
fucking hate
bit. This is enjoyable, fun podcast comedy, and the other stuff is just some singing.
Yeah.
Man.
And
Hey.
I gotta say, I agree with Alex, and so we're gonna bring back the.
All right.
You have to make up lyrics
I'm
to an
game.
established song.
I'm game. I know a lot of songs. So
I had-
And I don't and it,
I can even do Matilda songs if you
Alex,
guys
I
want.
had 2 weeks. I had 2 weeks
I'm
of
sorry.
absolute bliss where it was like, let's have.
I'm
some
listening
games
for quality.
tonight.
You only,
All right?
you
I'm
only-
listening
You
for
literally
quality.
only
That is
just
fun.
realized this on the last episode, even though Nate's done it like 7 or 8
Yeah.
times.
Because I was trying to be
Here's
like
the
the,
thing,
way
though,
we
is-
used to do it.
I listen to such bizarre music, you guys wouldn't even know if it's a song or not.
Yeah, he can do like
anyway.
a hymn about like a ship out in the sea or something.
Or like an
and-
indie weird Bon Iver song that you kind of.
First of all, it's Bon Iver, so you must not be into music that much.
It's not.
It is.
Shut your face.
All right, yeah, no, I'm in to be awkward.
I'm
Also,
telling you,
cool.
I've listened. I've listened
Thanks,
to
Alex.
all.
Also, I just want to say I don't know how you pronounce that name.
I thought it was a purse company.
The look
And
on,
you told me the person who was on SNL this week, and I was just dumbfoundedly
look
old
on
when that
Nate's
happened.
It was
face.
Jack Sparrow.
when
Yeah.
you said it's actually a Bon Iver. And he was like, huh? You look like a dog that was looking for a treat.
But I listened to such interesting music.
No, Jack Harrowin was pretty good on SNL.
Oh boy, we'll get to that podcast a different day. All right, do you have a topic for us, Nate?
I'm trying to find one, but we've pretty much went through all of the films to be buried with. Let me see if there's.
He only
one.
has like 4 questions.
Does he
Well,
ask the same
I mean-
4 over and over again, honestly?
It's the same. Yeah, all right, here we go. Here's the questions from there. Here's the one. What was the first ever film you saw? Did we do that one?
No.
You want to do that one?
The first ever film we saw, like we remember seeing?
Yep.
I mean,
Gosh.
sure.
In the theater.
We can do that.
I would say do it in the theater,
Okay, yeah.
probably.
yeah, okay.
Because that's probably a more formative memory than
Yep.
the first time your parents put you in front of a
Yeah,
television.
exactly.
So you
'Cause
leave
I
them
don't really
alone.
remember
Yeah.
that, I do remember the first film I
Yeah,
ever
as do
saw
I.
in
So-
the theater.
And it was in LaPorte, even at that church
Mine was in Michigan City.
theater.
All right, Nate, well, why don't you start it off so I can think?
And I'm gonna let me make sure this is right.
Double check to make sure it's a movie.
It's a stage play that he was in.
No, it's odd because I don't know why I saw this in the theater, but I'm gonna guess
Tremors.
it got released after a certain amount of time or something, or they re-released it. The first film, or it could have been they were doing like a special. You know, do you remember they used to do like a dollar movie nights or a dollar movie where they would show an older film?
Mhm.
So the first film I remember seeing in the theater is Bambi. Even though it came out in 1946, it was in the mid 80s. I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and it scarred me so terribly. This is why I remember it, is because I was so taken back. I had not seen the film before, and I was so taken back by the mom getting killed. Fast forward, Ben, and my mom died.
Oh, Jesus.
Also in a forest fire?
No,
Okay.
choking on her vomit.
Sure.
Ben,
In a forest fire?
That was a
Ben.
good bump and spike that we
Yeah.
did there.
So I remember seeing it in the film. I remember even where I was sitting in the theater. I remember my mom was there, and my siblings were there. After that, I'm probably 4 or 5 years old. And I'm just bawling. Because the mom died in that. And I have never liked Bambi since. I really don't like the movie Bambi at all.
That's
I don't.
fair.
I
But
also
remember-
don't like the movie Bandy.
So
Do you like the movie Bambi, Brett?
Yeah, I like Bambi. You know, I watched a lot as a kid, and so like it definitely.
But you liked it.
Yeah, it made me sad for sure,
Mhm.
but I liked it.
But his mom's still alive, so
His dad's not, though.
that's
yeah,
fair.
That's true. Which Disney movie has dads dying?
Lion King.
Most of the rest of them.
I know they usually keep the moms alive.
But yeah, so I don't remember this, but I believe my parents told me the first movie they took me to see in theaters was a re-release of Sword in the Stone, and I fell asleep during it. So
yeah, but you got to
Just
remember
like you were
like,
today.
You were an infant child.
and I believe the first movie that I remember seeing was Beauty and the Beast in 1991. There could have been
How
one
old would you have been? Maybe
5 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I think that's the first one that I truly remember seeing in theaters. That and then the following year Aladdin as well. But like I'm sure there are others, but I definitely remember seeing those because I very much enjoyed them.
I also remember seeing the original. I think it was in 1989 or 1990. The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the theater.
See, I never got to see it in theaters, and if there was ever a repertory screening somewhere, I would love to see it on the big screen. 'Cause I only ever watched it at home on VHS.
So it was. I got to go get my Book It pizza.
Good.
And then we went to the Laporte Theater to see it. And
Did they let you bring in the pizza?
I think I ate it beforehand. Best day of my life. It was wonderful. Alex,
Alex, yeah, what's the first movie you saw in theaters that you remember?
The first movie that I ever saw in theaters was The Little Mermaid.
Nice.
It was at Laporte.
Mhm.
But it's funny that you brought up the Ninja Turtles because my most traumatic movie memory is Ninja Turtles related.
oh,
So
go on.
yeah, so when I was a kid, both of my parents worked, so I went to childcare after school.
Mhm.
And the childcare that I was in at this time was at the YMCA. And I was really excited because that night my dad was going to take me to go see the second Ninja Turtles movie with the
Secret of
rapping,
the
The Secret of the
Ooze.
Ooze.
Which came out in 1991.
And I just couldn't wait. Super thrilled.
As you should.
Yeah, my whole life.
Was there a special song that went with that movie?
There was a ninja rap.
Yep.
Ninja
Yeah.
rap.
So super excited. Somehow during that day at childcare, I got in some kind of trouble. I did something. I feel like we were making our own buttermilk, and I like threw the buttermilk. I feel like
All right.
maybe.
Uh-huh.
But whatever. I got into some kind of trouble
Were you were making buttermilk at the
daycare thing. Yeah, like they give you some milk in like
Was
a
it
jar,
on-
and you
was
shake
it
it
on
up.
like the prairie or?
It was the early '90s. They still hadn't really figured out what to do with kids.
Yeah.
like you're like, hey, give them a jar and some milk
Give 'em
and
buttermilk.
shake it up and
Churn this butter.
Did you not remember the YMCA used to sell buttermilk?
No.
Yeah, no. So the kids would make it. And
Yeah.
They would child labor, and then they would.
No, they
sell it.
didn't.
No, of course not.
But
'Cause-
so
Could have.
I got in trouble. I got into some kind of trouble. My dad comes and picks me up from childcare. The amount of trouble that I got in was definitely not going to the movie tonight. You have lost that. You screwed up. So I was just distraught. My whole life was just ruined. So I was upstairs crying because I wasn't going to get to go see Ninja Turtles 2 when all of a sudden there's just this screeching cacophony of noise out on Indiana Avenue. When I was a kid and my parents were married, we lived on Indiana Avenue, which is a very busy street here in our hometown.
It's a highway, actually.
It is a highway. And look outside, and there's traffic and screaming, and my mom's running outside. So my mom, who at the time was still drinking, was drunk, and she left the back gate open, and my dog got out and got hit and killed by a car.
This gets sadder and sadder.
So now we're back to going to the movie
But how
because
does this
that's
relate
going to
to
make up.
Casey
But I don't
Jones?
want to go to the movie
But instead-
because my dog's dead. But again, 1990s, nobody's still really sure what to do with their kids yet. This is the only thing my parents can come up with to
So
solve my dead dog.
They took you to Sex, Lies, and Videotape.
No, they took me to
Instead.
this movie that I didn't want to go see. And then, I don't know if anybody remembers Secret at the U's, but at the end,
Who doesn't remember?
The dog
there
dies.
is a dog that gets like mutated into like a cooler dog, and it was just like, dog. And it was just, I can still remember all the emotions I felt that day. Like the amount of excitement I had in the morning for seeing the movie, the disappointment in myself for the buttermilk fiasco, the loss of my dog, the not being sure why my parents dragged me to this movie. This was not a day for this.
Do you remember what movie you saw instead?
No, we saw Ninja Turtles.
saw
They
Ninja
took me
Turtles.
through
what
that.
he said.
Oh no,
But-
I thought he was saying that like they took him to a different movie.
No, but I
No.
didn't want to go. I was very sad,
Gotcha,
and this was
okay.
not the situation
He
in which I wanted to
sit
see
with
this
his
movie.
grief for a little
Yeah.
while.
Guys,
But
guys, real quick. Mine was The Rocketeer.
Oh, that's so good.
That's pretty good.
When that come out?
That was
89?
91.
Were all of our
Wait,
Disney
that was
films?
the first movie you remember seeing in theaters?
That's
You're-
the first movie
you're
I can
like
remember
16.
seeing.
Yeah, you're like 4 years older than I am.
Yeah, I was probably 10 at the time.
So they were all Disney
Yeah.
films then?
I'm just surprised you don't remember seeing movies before
I
that.
cannot. I mean, I'm sure if I sat here and actually went through the movies and then tried to make a
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
But
But like
on the
we're
spot
talking
here,
about the first movie we remember.
I
being in
remember
the
coming
theater.
home
Yeah.
with a group of friends that my parents and their parents took us as a group to the theater. I remember coming home and running up the stairs and then like putting on a backpack and like sliding down the
Jumping
stairs
out a
like we were
window.
flying. Like seriously, we were doing the Rocketeer stuff. Like I remember being so excited.
Who
in the
stars in
movie.
the Rocketeer? I don't even remember that. I mean, like I remember the film.
He's
I
a
remember
handsome
the film
feller.
existing,
Yeah, I forget.
but
what
like I don't
who
even
it is.
remember who was in that.
Yeah.
It's gonna look
Henry
it up. I'm
Cavill.
sure it's not. It's not Henry.
He's got Brendan Fraser hair and good jaw.
I know Terry.
Billy Campbell,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Terry O'Quinn from Lost is in it. I remember that.
Alan Arkin's in it, Jennifer
Yep.
Connelly,
Jennifer Connelly.
Timothy Dalton,
Yeah.
Paul
Is the bad guy,
Sorvino.
but not the bad guy.
Yeah,
So that it was.
that's pretty good.
Again, I could probably rack my brain and come up with something, but that's the first movie I remember coming back.
That's a good one.
from
That's a good
and
one.
like celebrating.
I don't know if this film's any good. I remember loving it.
Oh yeah, I did. I've never rewatched it. I don't want to
Yeah.
take away that.
Oh, you
magic.
should. It's
One
still
of the-
fun.
Is it still good?
Yeah,
Like,
I think so.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
Yeah.
a good. It's a. It's
And
a,
it has one of the best distillations of movie villain rules, because the whole movie, the gangster's the bad guy until the Nazis shows up, and then everybody, even the gangster, is we can kill the Nazis. We're
Enemy-
against the
enemy,
we're all
my
like
enemy is my friend.
and like that's
Okay.
the best. That's the best way to
Yeah.
describe like who can the bad guys be in movies? Well, the bad guys can always be Nazis, even if everybody else is a criminal. They'll become the heroes once the Nazis show
Yeah.
up.
until 2022.
Yeah. You know.
my favorite theatrical experience as a kid though was a birthday party because,
but is this the first one?
the what
Are you talking about Happy Death Day?
what is your malfunction?
It's a birthday movie.
The Empire Strikes Back special edition came out exactly on my birthday in 1997, February 21st.
I feel like I was at this. I think
Well, you've been like 13.
you weren't.
no.
But
We'd
a lot
be
of
like-
people you knew.
We didn't invite you.
I was not like friends with
No,
Alex
after the buttermilk
in
incident,
elementary
he was
school.
not invited.
He
He
hit
heard
me with
about it.
buttermilk at the YMCA, and I was like, done.
Fuck
You're
that
not
guy.
going to my
Tell
birthday
your
party.
dad and kill your dog later. today.
You're uninvited, buttermilk boy.
But yeah, so it came on my birthday, and I told my parents, I was like, I want to
Were
go.
you like
I want to
12
go.
or so?
I would have been 11. And so I told my parents, I was like, I want to go see The Empire Strikes Back on my birthday because I was obsessed with Star Wars at this point. I wanted to go with my friends. And so my parents got me and like 10 of my friends out of school a little bit early so we could get there to the movie early enough for the first showing, Michigan City, Dunes Plaza, saw Empire Strikes Back. And then we went to South Bend, I think it was, to go to Chuck E. Cheese for my birthday.
What a
Holy
treat.
shit.
What a treat.
It was a blizzard on the way back, and it was a sleepover birthday party. So everyone came back to my house. We had a sleepover, and we just went fucking crazy in our basement. And it was a great day for Brad,
Why wouldn't you have gone to South Bend to see the movie?
just because it was easier to get to Michigan City sooner.
Oh, okay.
after
fair.
school.
That's fair.
The whole time change
That's
thing.
fair. Yeah, fair.
Pain in the ass for movies.
Well, guys, I think we did it. We talked about The Empire Strikes Back, which was my goal.
Do you have secret goals for every episode?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever met them? Is this the first time it's
This is
happened?
actually the first time.
That's pretty impressive.
Actually, well, it's 2 goals because I wanted to bring up Sex, Lies, and Videotape, and I did that as well. So
That one felt kind of forced.
they
though.
did it because I was locked in the chamber. I was trying.
Yeah. Trying
Yeah.
too hard.
Yeah, trying too
Yeah.
hard.
I'm just glad you tried.
You know what? Next time there'll be a game song, and I'm not fucking singing it.
Oh no, you will sing the game song and you will write.
I
know
will.
what you
I'll
should
write
do?
it. I'll write a game eventually, but like we gotta get
You know what
back
I'm
to
going to
writing
do?
games.
Next time I have to write a game, I'm going to do it to a Sugar Ray song. And I don't know which one yet, but I'm going to do it to a Sugar
This is
Ray
another
song.
problem.
Is this your
you can't
incredibly esoteric musical taste that you have?
No, I just want to
And
bring
we weren't
bizarre
gonna know
songs
anything
and
about?
write- I like to bring bizarre songs.
Sugar
Like,
Ray?
I'm actually taking this as a challenge. I'm very excited about it.
I just want to try.
Yes. That's a good one.
Every podcast there's a movie game that we play and I ask you questions about some films.
Boom, you did it.
Yeah, see, look at that.
Already.
Oh, wait, keep
quality
going. I wasn't done yet. Go.
I know it's not fun, but I'll see if you can answer with the right name of the movie I ask.
I just want to die.
Hey,
right.
good job.
Guys, we did it. Alex Pappas, thank you so much for being here.
You're the
Thanks for
best,
having me.
Alex. You're the best.
Nate, Brad, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
If you like the podcast, please subscribe. iTunes, well, Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
And the YouTube.
Stitcher, the YouTube. We have a YouTube for Go Flix Yourself. Please check it out. It's a fun way to listen to the podcast if you don't like doing other normal podcast listening things. And
If you want to
Don't
listen to the
shit on
podcast,
Nate's work.
no,
It's
no,
good work.
I know I like it
That
because
sounded like you were slamming him.
No, but I personally think it's weird that if people listen to podcasts on YouTube, but I like that Nate's doing it because he's recognized that people do that. And
I don't think it's weird at all. I'm not trying to alienate anybody. I think it's amazing if you listen on YouTube.
I'm not going to alienate you, but if you listen to the podcast on YouTube, it's fucking weird. But please,
But please,
Yeah,
keep
please-
listening.
please do.
But please keep listening.
yeah,
Fucking moron.
rate it 5 stars. Tell us what you think. Ask us questions. Send us comments, concerns, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Nah, cheating, eh?